So now, go in here and see how this is going to cut, kind of just get a feel for things. And stuff like this is where I leave my handle on my spoon knives, usually a little long. But I got a hand up here, kind of almost up above, that's doing the rotating. This other hand's just acting as a fulcrum pivot for. This is pretty tough wood. Spoon knife just makes really short work of cleaning things up. It can get in there and do things in places where the adze just couldn't. It's just too tight for my adze to work. The spoon knife allows me to get right in there. And it's not as sensitive to the gnarly grain as the bowl adze was. That might help you there a little bit. You can see I can work that nastier grain much easier with this tool. And that spoon knife has a less radius here, obviously, and then larger radiuses here, so I can lay it up on its side, make more of a planing cut. When I get down that end, I'll probably be kind of up on the tip to sharpen that up a little bit. Again, kind of rotate it up on that edge there. You can see that core right there. We know we got to plane this down a little bit, which we'll get to that here in a little bit. But right now we're just kind of getting things cleaned up and seeing where everything is. Just hard to blend that down there. You got a lot of wild grain, and just kind of work your two sides, get everything as close as you can, so your final cuts down there are nice and light. Kind of make that grain come together. This is one of those bowls where you're probably going to wait till it's nice and dry and clamp it up where you can get after it with a nice gouge and go in and really finish it out nice. If you're wanting a really high finish on it. I mean, you can kind of get there with this, but it's... When the wood's green, it never cuts as clean as it will when it's dry. Nice shiny finish on it. Just always a little fuzzy when it's green. Okay, so that side there is kind of getting as far as we need to go right now. This needs cleaned up a little bit. We know we're taking it down, so go over and start on this other one. And I know I'm thin. I'm not super thin, so but I'm always checking that just to make sure I don't make a big mistake. Because even when you're finishing out like this, you can get carried away. And you'll notice that I don't work in one place very long. I'm always moving around. If you get concentrating on one place too much, you're gonna make a problem for yourself. You just always want to stay on the move. You're doing this kind of work. Spread those cuts around. Always work in a larger area to a finish than a smaller area, because the smaller area you're working too early, you're just going to create a problem. Kind of getting what I want there. Kind of clean this one up down in here. Just could never, either the adze wasn't sharp enough or whatever. Just couldn't get the finish I wanted down here with the adze. Spoon knife, I can go in. Start cleaning things up quite a bit. See, it's kind of starting to get there. This is really hard wood in here. Much rather be cutting some nice, really green cherry or something. A lot easier than this, but crotchwood and walnut's just really hard wood. And it has to be to do the job it does for the tree, holding it together. No accident how hard this wood is. That's not too bad. It's kind of along the lines of what I wanted. Still a little edgy in here in places. My goal right now is just to kind of get everything kind of cleaned up, smooth, get my thickness down about where I want it. And then I can go back and start really dressing it up once I get there. I don't want to go right out to the edge right now here. I'm probably going to take that out just a little more, but I'll come in and do the outside next and leave that heavy enough that I don't have to worry about breaking anything in here. Until I get to that point. And I don't like this line right here, so that needs to come out further, and I got enough wood there to do that, so we're gonna pull that line out some. Come this way, maybe I can get that a little more the way I want it. Then when we work this top surface down, we'll kind of bring all that together. Kind of get in there with a carving knife too and work on that some. So up in there is getting kind of close. Down here and kind of clean this up and work our way out into here and get this nastiness over here all fixed. And see, that out in there is just not wanting to cooperate. Got a nice vein down there where the wood's interlaced. Comes right up in the dark. I think it's going to be a pretty little bowl. You just never know what's in that tree till you get in there and start digging around. There's something pretty in there. Okay, let's go back to our hatchet.